Welcome back to Bedtime, the podcast where I go and sit on people's beds. We are here today with Felipe, a sound artist and
Audio
engineer.
Audio industry professional.
Audio industry professional. You said too many words and I got confused.
Multi-level talent.
No,
so
of
difficult.
course.
The
like,
accolades.
It's always like that. It's like actually I should write them down. Because we are too many things. Yeah. Well, I'm here on your bed, and you have a very interesting bed placing because our viewers cannot see this, but you have a couch that looks like a bed. One corner of the room, and it's basically a bed for like a big one. And then
it's like 1.5.
Yeah. And then you have a small one, which is your actual
My
bed.
sleeping bed.
In another position. So, like, that really makes me wonder what's up with that.
I mean, this specific layout was developed during, like, the second quarantine last year. And in, like, a little bit of a manic episode at 3 o'clock in the morning, I really wanted to, like, completely change the layout of the room. But because I'm a good person and I don't want to subject my neighbors to trauma, instead of doing the normal thing of moving furniture, I measured the entire apartment and all the furniture and made an Illustrator file. And then I took the Illustrator file, like different artboards, and then I digitally rearranged the furniture multiple times and tried to maximize open floor area. And this was the final layout. Because previously, the bookshelf that's over there was acting like as a separator between like the daytime and the nighttime. But that's a little bit too, like the concept, but not functional in a 1-bedroom apartment. And so this little children's bed, which is my preferred philosophy of the cheapest bed frame that IKEA sells with the nicest mattress they have.
That is an amazing philosophy. Actually.
Yeah. I do not believe, because if I ever move, like, she's getting destroyed. Of course. I'm so sorry.
Of course.
Sorry,
you
Greta.
cannot carry beds. It's like, it's the most annoying thing.
But her, I'll keep her.
Of course,
I'll keep her. And, like, I really like this mattress, even though it's a bit too soft. But, because on the other, like, couch bed, yes, I mean, I know some people sleep on there. But to me, it's a little bit barbaric.
No, like, I would not sleep on a similar bed.
It's surprisingly comfortable, but actually, like, they have very different functions. Like, this is the sleeping, like, this is sleeping, okay, formally it's sleeping only, but it's actually sleeping, eating, Netflixing, like, there's like, my life happens here. And then that is for, like, when I used to use this place for work, that was the email writing station. So I would write emails on this bed, because that desk was like the studio and I didn't want to write emails in the music area. So it was segregated for that. And right now it's delegated for the intercourse. That's the intercourse bed.
Okay.
The hookups are not. Listen. Wow. Sodomy is incompatible with camera work, really?
I knew it.
I'm a clean girl. You don't need to worry about it. It's just it's fun. It's probably cleaner than her.
Do you have like a top cover that you use?
No. I raw dog it.
But I wanted to get back to the space discussion, because you said something that really like kind of hurt me, and it was a little bit too close to home, because you talked about how your shelf was separating like night and day spaces, and then you opened up the floor space, and that's kind of my situation. This is like what I'm living. Like I have this shelf that separates night and day, but it does nothing actually.
No,
like,
it just impedes you, honestly.
Yeah, and maybe I have to work on that. And
Get the Illustrator file. I can drop it.
yeah,
You know,
drop
it's
it.
fantastic. It's like a really fun exercise because then when you shop for furniture, you just get the dimensions, create a little square box, and you're like, oh, where can I put this?
That sounds like literally incredible, but I also feel like that's not how my brain could ever work. Like, you know, but still, like I will consider it. Yeah.
I highly recommend the open floor plan. I think the idea, because this is a very Italian thing, the zona notte, zona giorno, like the daytime, nighttime areas. But I think in like a 1-bedroom, it's just like my private life is like exposed to the world through this window. So I'm like, why should I separate my own private life like geometrically in the room where already it's like a voyeuristic situation towards the public anyway? So
it's true, but it's a very like actually it's kind of like Italian Catholic culture applied to very little spaces inside cities, because it's like, yeah, I'm gonna have people over in my room in my veggie, but people should not see my bed while they're there, because you know that is not something that you. So it's that's a very interesting. But I also, because you have the honor of being the only Italian guest in this podcast. Royalty. And I wanted to ask you something about that, because because when I think about Italian culture and like old-timey Italian culture, it has a special time of the day that is a bedtime, but it's not like during the night, you know, after lunch, like all the grandparents go and take a little nap, and nobody would say that they are deranged, you know. It's just like, it's not like they're lazy or whatever. They just like spend 1 hour, like they put on their pajama, they read the paper, they take a little nap, and nobody would be like, oh, that's incredibly lazy. Except like Northern Europeans would say that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like Italian, but spicy Italian, because I got the German and Spanish in me too.
True. And in Spanish?
My mom's religious about this. The siesta happens on any day. We put on the nightgown, like like not a full chemise, but like a shirt and pants. She's you know, a liberated woman. She has pants. And she puts that on, and then she sleeps for like 20 to 30 minutes. And then she's like ready to hit the road again. And I think it's very healthy. Because like if something negative happens through the day, you just sleep it away, and then the rest of the day is free. I do not have this at all.
Me neither.
Because if the moment I touch the bed and I become horizontal, it's over. It's over. I will sleep until, like, I have no problem with sleeping more than 12, 13, 14 hours. So I know for a fact that if I now lay myself horizontally, even though I'm caffeinated as fuck, I just like drift into the land of dreams, like have a little oniric experience, and I will never get back up again. It's such a draining activity, sleeping, to me. Like, I wake up more exhausted than I was before, usually.
That's interesting. For me, it happened, but I'm not a big sleeper. I'm getting better at it. But so that's kind of like the contradiction for me, because for me, it's really hard to get to sleep. But I will like literally go to bed at 7 and then fall asleep like at 1 a.m. You know?
Oh yeah, same. But I don't conceptualize it as going to bed at 7. I lay in bed until until sleepy time happens.
It's not going to bed.
What's your drug of choice? Are we doing Netflix? Are we doing social media?
We are doing. First of all, we're doing 2 melatonins. That's like.
Interesting. Yeah, okay, I never did the assisted sleeping.
I have. And then we go to Netflix, but Netflix has gotten like really dumb, or maybe I got smarter. That's also like an option.
Yeah.
And like I literally cannot focus on it. It's too dumb. You know, like it's
what kind of shit you watching?
Like The Circle.
See, that's your problem.
Yeah, I know.
I'm out here watching Mindhunter.
But I cannot like fall asleep to Mindhunter. It's so like anxiety inducing.
I love it. I love other people's tragedies. Like somebody suffering on screen. I'm like, I'm at peace. I'm in my bed. I'm so safe.
That's I'm maybe getting there. You know, like creating, like watching drama to like calm down. I'm getting there. I wasn't that person.
It's like noise music.
So you watch like this like you watch serial killer stuff. You watch. Like,
I like the serial killer shit. I like I'm a big YouTube video essay person. I like the super heavy, like super dry philosophical like stuff where it's like very sad because it's all like political media analysis. So it makes you sad and feel powerless. And then I'm like, yes, this is perfect time, like perfect sleep material. Because again, it like drains my mind.
You're
my
like
problem is like I'm on crack 24/7.
Exhausted that from like the like, oh my god, there's no solution for this world. I'm just gonna fall asleep.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
We're all gonna burn and drown, and I'm like, like the killer is. I go on flood simulator maps, and I check the climate like sea level rise predictions, and I see, ooh, when do I have to change apartments? like when are we drowning? And that's like the ultimate. If I see the map and I move the like sea level rise slider, and like Berlin is underwater, I'm like, nice.
When is that?
I think it's like 3 meters or something.
Well, no, what like
What
when
year?
is that? What year?
See, the consensus is not there.
Yeah.
Like in theory, really fun paper. The damage is already over because there's like latency between ice caps melting and like the amount of heat you produce doesn't immediately cause a sea level rise. There's like a delay that happens like over tens of years, and so essentially we're already like we're already fucked. Kinda.
So we should go to our sponsor, Starbucks paper straws, right?
Yeah.
Yes. But they
my God.
like I wanted to say that before. Like they have
these are not disgusting.
Really good ones. They
These are high
like
quality.
they have corporate paper straws that are much better than the ones that like basically start to decompose while you're still drinking.
I was traumatized in Italy. Estate. This is like summertime youth. Like you're 6 years old. Like summertime means popping your plastic straw into your tiny brick. Like it's 150 milliliters of liquid.
Yeah.
But it lasts forever because it's such a skinny, tiny straw.
They're
It's a
tiny.
genius idea. Like if they half the size of that straw, that thing would last forever. And now they switched to paper straws, and I can no longer poke the top of a. It's like when Capri
Because it
Sun
folds.
did it. It folds. I'm so bad at like the new Capri Suns. Like one, I have horrible hand-eye coordination. I cannot hit that little teeny tiny hole. And and two, like whenever I hit it, it just bends, and it makes me so sad. Like I've had times where I had to like dig into it with my nail, and then like.
I feel like I don't participate in that culture that much.
What, the Capri Sun shit? You don't like the Capri Sun?
Do
the
we have
tea?
Capri Sun in Italy? No.
No, but since I'm like
Okay, you're
part
international.
Dutch, yeah, I'm
You're
jet setter,
you're a
material
jet
girl.
Material girl, yeah. for
Different
sure.
cultures clashing.
Yeah. No, of course.
I love Capri
I don't know.
Sun.
I feel like I was like when I was growing up more. I wasn't so much estate as I was like those square carton boxes with like
the
apricot juice. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can see
those,
that.
Those were my thing.
Those
that
were
was
never my
something
thing.
that
Although I really like them. Are you destroying
usually,
my bed?
yeah,
Wow.
I have some vape juice on your.
See, this is why the sodomy happens there.
Exactly. So, yes, let's go back to your bed because you explained how you have like this is like for the sleeping, the Netflix, the
Eating sometimes, the healing.
the healing,
The healing.
the healing.
When I hurt myself, it's like the
What-
swamping.
What do you mean? The
Like I have not in the SH way, not in the trigger warning way, but like I have this proclivity for like neglecting my body and like turning minuscule issues into gigantic problems. And so like 2 New Years ago, I like fucked up my kneecap and I had to like stay here for a hot minute.
He's a knee queen.
Knee queen, patellar fracture. It was so fun.
That's way fancier than mine. I just have Plica syndrome.
Plica syndrome?
It doesn't matter.
Oh. Does she just pop out every once in a while?
She's just like I don't like you.
Okay.
That's kind of the vibe. She just is divorced from my body.
That's sad. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we're going through some issues. We're in therapy.
We're in therapy together.
So
Rehabilitation.
this is the space for healing. Physically, but also like psychologically.
I don't think there's a lot of mental healing happening here. I think the mental healing happens outside of this apartment. I feel like my life gets better and better the less time I spend in here. Like, not because I don't like it. It's just I don't really care about. I have zero like connection to the concept of like home base. I don't really need a home base. What I do need is like a toilet. Like a proper toilet and a memory foam mattress. That's home base. Like, but for example, I love hotels. I love like semi high-end mediocre hotels. Like they don't have the like proper like dawn feathers everywhere, but they have the good desks and the good chairs. Not the good beds, but the good working experience that I love. Like the Four Seasons. Give me the Four Seasons. I love that shit. Like that's more home than this apartment.
I understand that. I understand that because it's like it's not a need for your own space, but like it's a need for your own space, but not like an attachment to it.
No, I'm completely detached. I love like tabula rasa, burning, like destroying my past kind of thing, like boiling down the things that I keep from my past to the bare minimum and then throwing out everything else. I love this. Like get the big bins and just throw shit in there. Like all the toys and stuff. I have like a very limited amount of toys and material from when I was a child.
So you're like kind of on the Marie Kondo
No.
way? No?
It's like I hoard. I hoard, and then I crash.
And then you crash.
It's like
so it's like a cathartic experience.
Yes.
Interesting.
It's not a continuous thing. My life is not very managed, especially this apartment. She's not really managed. Usually it's like in a mess situation. Now it's slightly better because there's no more like work thing going on there, but soon it will be filled up with other stuff. The worst is the kitchen because I love my kitchen, and so I just fill it up with shit. Like.
And did you move a lot growing up?
We moved a bunch. We started in like more of a provincial setting, like semi-rural, huge house, and then we slowly downsized to smaller and smaller apartments closer to the city center. So like the woods, huge house, huge garden, loved it. Loved the garden. Loved like feeling my Wuthering Heights energy, just like running around the garden and doing nothing. Very active internal life. But then the city just came and we had to move a bunch of times. Because it's a city, you know.
Which city?
Parma.
That's a metropolis.
Oh, I fucking like listen. It's a lovely place. I hate the people so much. Like not everybody. They need to know. Not you. But it's this stupid like it's a provincial town. But there's the performance of like opulence going on.
Oh my god,
like,
yeah,
you're
that
fully
part,
a farmer.
like you go like to that fucking part of Italy and it's like, what is happening here? Like people are so fucking wealthy, like that it's crazy.
Yeah, it's like kind of like there's some real wealth there, like because there's the imprenditoriato.
Yeah, of course.
But there's also the like performance wealth, and I think that's so cringy.
Yeah.
And I hate it. But it's a lovely city. It's so livable. You can just. I used to like always live kind of in the center, and you just walk out and you get everything you need in like a 100-meter radius. Like, it's fantastic. Like the cheese next door, and then the salumi. It's mainly food. I really only care about food. Honestly.
I mean, in Parma, what else should you do? TBH.
Prosciutto, yeah.
Prosciutto.
I mean, curatello's better. Curatello's the real shit.
Of course, absolutely. So like you were moving around a lot, and but you actually when I asked you, because I do like some preparation for this interviews, when I asked you, you told me your relationship with your bed changed with the pandemic. So I like in this moving around in your childhood, your bed was like a place for like sleeping and resting, but not like didn't have this like connotation.
I had more of an attachment to my desk. My desk was really my like I love it.
You're a girl boss.
Girl bossing from a young age. Slay queening.
Hustling.
Oh, I mean, mainly just playing video games. But it's a form of girl bossing. That's where the good English comes from.
Yeah.
And so love My chair, the way I love my office chair so much more than anything in my apartment. Like, I moved my office chair from Italy to Berlin.
Where is she?
Oh, she's in the studio now. She's no longer
okay.
here. She's no longer with us. I mean, she's with me. And she will be sadly retired soon. But after more than 10 years of service, she still is impeccable. I love her so much. Like, that is way more... That's home. That chair is home. But the bed is just like, oh, I sleep here. You know, I sometimes lay here. Never really had couches. Like, always had couches in my apartment or, like, my room. Never really used them as couches. Don't know why. It was always like, even when I watched TV, I would position the television in my room specifically so that I could access it from the bed. There's like a luxury to like watching TV in bed. It's so good. Like, you wake up, it's like Sunday or Saturday, you wake up and then you turn on the TV and you just do nothing all day. Just fucking watch cartoons, mind empty. But I think because I moved a lot, that's why I don't have the connection to the bed. But then, during the pandemic, which was a trying time, at the start, I was kind of living with a friend of mine because he kind of lost his apartment right in there. So it was like homelessness or like staying with me. So he stayed with me. And he slept on there. And I used that object to separate us.
Okay.
To give us like a semblance of privacy.
Yeah.
And so in that case, because the apartment switched from everything in here is my private space to this bed is my private space and then the rest of the room is public space, that's when the relationship changed. That's when it was like, oh, I do more things now. Now I answer emails. I'm on Zoom in here. Like, the desk is used a little bit less because it's kind of shared. Even though like the desk was like kind of my area, but I saw it more as like a shared space in general. But then that finished. But like still during the pandemic, because you couldn't really do, like during the first one, you couldn't really do shit. Like, I would just once per week have a meeting with a friend and walk along the river and then come back, and that was it. And for the rest of the time, I was just in my bed on my phone. Like, even though like doing things that I should really be doing on my computer, but doing them on my phone because I hate having my super hot laptop on my lap in the bed. And I hate the idea of putting the fans on the covers.
Of the laptop.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
that's what
thermal.
I do. Why? Why do you hate
You're
it?
just starving it. You're starving it of fresh air.
I'm starving.
The air intake is on the bottom.
Of the computer.
Of the computer.
Does the computer need air?
Mama. Not for breathing, but for cooling. You're torturing her.
What?
She gets hot and loud.
I'm not grasping the concept.
Do you when computer get hot, fan go faster and go wee, and you don't want wee because it reduces the lifetime of your computer and the performance.
Okay, that's actually really important. So
Yeah.
you should have your computer mid-air.
Mid-air, or like my favorite thing, I use like big art books. When I have to use it, I take like a huge art book and like put it on my knees and I use it as like a pseudo desk.
This is like a life-changing notion for me. Like,
You should get into it.
Yeah.
And it makes the audio quality often better when you're doing conference calls.
Why?
Because microphones in laptops are designed to exist on surfaces. And so if you like, the acoustics of the bed is very different from the acoustics of a hard surface. And like speakers and microphones are like calibrated to, you have something hard underneath you. For the speakers specifically, so that sound can often bounce from underneath the laptop into your face. And then the microphone is calibrated to not interact with that. It's a whole thing.
I feel like this is...
Things Apple doesn't want to tell you.
I think this is like really important information for our viewers. And I refuse to
For a
think that-
bed-related podcast, the tech
like,
hour is fundamental.
They probably like spend a lot of time in bed if they watch this, and they should know this.
Get a hard surface. Or like,
Get a hard surface.
breakfast tray.
Awesome.
Love, listen, nothing, it's the ultimate luxury.
Yeah.
When you're alone and you're like, I never have breakfast, because I don't know, I don't care.
Italian.
Yeah,
Italian.
but when I want to feel myself, like, I do the absolute bare minimum. Like, I cut an apple and I put it on the breakfast tray, and I'm like, I think I'm royalty.
So you have it.
I have it. She's right over there.
I should get one.
Get out of wood, it's even better.
When you're like because I have a specific relationship with eating in bed, which is like I change my bed sheet and I have to resist for a while because, you know, you're like, I'm not gonna make a mess, but then it's impossible not to. So
Yeah.
I basically like resist from eating anything in bed until like at some point, and probably like I get home drunk, I get something from the kitchen, I go to the bed, I try to eat it on the corner, doesn't work. And
On the corner,
like you know,
a child in punishment, like.
And then I'm like, okay, this doesn't work, and then that opens a season or of a few days where I can like eat in bed.
Okay.
What are you eating carbonara? Like what is this?
Are we doing seasonal
like,
cooking?
My problem is that I like a huge part of what I eat. I don't know why. It's like some. I don't know.
Is it
Juicy.
No, it's
steak?
Vaza.
Oh,
Yes. What do you put on top of her? Do you eat her dry?
With anything. I don't know why.
Yes.
I will eat those things with anything.
And
like
she,
anything
it's
else.
over. You bite it once and you're
like
completely covered.
everywhere.
I tried them all. The rogan, the sesame.
No.
All of
The
them.
sesame are not,
Absolutely.
you cannot do those. Like sesame and like you're leaving
But they're the
crumbs.
most delicious one.
Why are you laughing so much?
Okay, fine. Where's the best place to eat pasta crackers?
Anyway, in your bed. Because then you got texture. It's like when you sleep, you get exfoliation for free.
Do you have like a specific vacuum cleaner? I see a vacuum cleaner there. Maybe you have like a specific method for.
No.
No,
I'm
it's like
I'm
you have to
disgusting.
wash them after, like, you know, like I will have a few days where I get in bed and I'm like, oh my god, I ate pasta in bed. And I get mad at myself, and then like after a few days I'm like, okay, gotta clean. Also, like I read this really interesting, I've done a lot of research, obviously, because I'm a professional.
Yeah.
You know
Industry
that
professional.
every night you shed like 1 billion,
Skin cells?
1 billion point 4 skin cells.
Cute.
It's like 5 billion a day, so like this bed is already full of my skin cells.
Nice.
And and if you spend like 24 hours in bed, then your bed has 5 billion.
Is there a point where the amount of biological material from you is like higher than the
Like friend
like
count.
that count? Does she seep into it?
Potentially, yeah. Yeah.
I know about the spiders, like you eating
The
spiders.
acres, not acres.
Acre?
Uh,
The acres, the capers.
Acres of spiders in your bed.
Acres of spiders.
Do you
The
know,
measure.
like those little spiders
I think they're
that
called
are
bed
invisible?
mites.
Bed mites sounds way grosser.
Spiders sound classier. Just right.
No, but because you also eat the spiders. Because the spiders, they love a little like warm, dark hiding place, so your mouth is perfect.
I've heard that's a myth.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We should investigate.
All right, 1 year camera documentary, infrared light on your mouth.
What?
Oh yeah, night vision
Night
in your
vision.
mouth, and then you just count the spiders.
Yeah.
Spider counter.
And you see like, you know, it's like surveillance camera, so you see like.
You could do like a reality TV show. Like everyone's isolated. Like you start the room completely blank, only a bed. And the challenge is, how can you maximize the numbers of spiders you eat?
Ooh, and it's a betting show, so you bet on how many spiders you can get.
That's
I'm gonna get
very
15 this
interesting.
year.
And like the more you get, the more privileges you gain. So like after 20 spiders, you get a dishwasher. You know, it's like you get a Ford F-150.
That is
A washer
so
dryer
very-
combo.
I would watch that in my bed eating waza.
I would play that,
I
yeah.
don't know how you say that.
But listen, if there's other animals there, they eat the waza for you. You know, they clean up.
That is true. I will keep that in mind.
This
Yeah.
is the ultimate bed food is sushi. Leaves no crumbs, no evidence.
True.
It's just perfection.
So you have like this sushi. But what is your like
the bed food.
mode of action like with food?
It's a lot of snacking happening in here, which contributes to the exfoliation and the grease.
Yeah,
You know, it keeps you
have amazing
moisturized.
skin. Yeah.
Can you assume the position? The snacking position?
Oh. So I shouldn't do it because I always hurt myself with like my neck, but it's this.
Okay.
No pillow?
No pillow, raw dogging. And then it causes the back of my bed to like She's a little bit, And then sometimes then I realize, no, I should really be standing up. And when I want to be a serious woman, it's like this. And then I have like my phone here, and then the bag of chips here, and then so I can drizzle all over my body. And then if I get dirty, I like lift her up a little bit and try to tiptoe out of the bed, and like that's the situation.
No, fully understandable, but like the problem is that it never works.
But I don't care.
Me neither.
Honestly,
we have to accept that as a society, that like people are eating in bed. Yeah, I think like our crew here does not agree. Like,
he's disgusting. This motherfucker, if he could like live in a what's it called? An autoclave, he would. Like if he could autoclave, it's the thing used to sterilize like medical equipment. It's like you put shit in and it's just like pressure, heat, like water, disinfectant. It like sterilizes. Yeah, it pasteurized. Yeah, pasteurizing the apartment. If he could do that, he would. He absolutely would.
I just eat in the bed. You know what I mean? It's out of my mind. I can't eat on the bed. I mean, we have a table, we have a chair, just here there.
No, we do too, but
I very rarely eat on my chair.
You know, just how you grow up.
No, but my mom, Mom, I know you're watching, like, she would literally execute me for eating in bed. Like,
same.
She thinks it's completely, like, debauchery, it's disgusting.
Yeah, but mommy raised an independent woman.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You know,
exactly.
I do what I want.
I know what I want.
I know what eating is living in filth.
But it's like the peak of luxury. Like, I feel like Marie Antoinette when I'm eating
Listen, I once ate macarons in bed.
Oh my
I
God.
felt so cunt. I still have the boxes. I opened that little La Durée box and I'm like, ooh, what should I have? Should I have like green tea or should I have like rose petal? It's like, it's lit. I love it. And those don't leave crumbs.
That's Marie Antoinette knew her
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
She knew. She absolutely knew. Cakes, to me, cake is like not a bad food. Cake is a problem. I don't really buy cake anyways.
I
Maybe
don't know.
cheesecake.
Would be.
I used to eat cheesecake in bed. I had this ritual with my mom. We would watch TV and eat cheesecake that she made in bed.
That sounds very wholesome.
It was super cute, yeah.
So, is your mom kind of a bad person? Like, you know?
She fucks us a bed, yeah. She loves her bed. I mean, because she's a siesta person.
Of course.
So, of course, I feel like she has a much deeper relationship with her bed than I have with mine. Like, mine is very utilitarian. I give no shits about this bed. Like, absolutely zero. I love that it's cheap.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part of it. And that, like, 2 strong men built it for me. And nothing else. Nothing else. I do not give a fuck about this bed.
No, I agree. Like, to be honest, like my bed was broken, so I was like diagonal for a while.
That I cannot
And I did that and it was okay. But now, like at some point, I had to take it apart because I was embarrassed. Like my flatmates were like, "Are you seriously sleeping diagonally?" And I was like, "No, but when I get on one side, then it kind of evens." So it wasn't like something I could maintain my dignity. But I took apart the bed, and now I'm living the soft boy lifestyle. And I have my mattress on the floor. So like I'm literally obsessed with my bed, but I don't care. It's a problem.
I do not respect the mattress on the floor, people. I'm really sorry.
But it's been like 2 months, which in my time is like a week.
IKEA has like 3-day delivery.
Yeah, but it's very stressful to buy a bed, I think.
It's not. You buy it with you listen, you splurge, you buy the cheapest bed and then you spend double that on shipping and build.
That's
like you buy a 90 € bed and then you spend 150 euros to get it shipped and assembled by the IKEA people.
Maybe like the journey of this podcast is to get me to have a bed again. Like,
please.
You know, that's the whole
thing. The what's it called? The dog, I don't know what they're. The beams are like one of the most important part of it.
Yeah, that's true.
I love breaking them.
It's not comfortable.
Like I love jumping on my bed and accidentally breaking the beams.
No.
I love just like, because whenever I'm in a hotel, I like to test it and I run to the bed and jump on it. And usually they're not built for people like me. So there's a little crispy, crunchy experience going on. But you know.
Well, I mean, you're a paying customer. You should like be allowed to break shit.
To destroy, yeah. There's people who love that. There's people who like go to hotels specifically to destroy the room. It's a fascinating thing.
Like rock
It's like
stars?
a fetish. No.
Oh.
Like sexually.
Interesting.
It's very deranged, and I think it's very disrespectful because like
Yeah,
the poor
it is.
people who need to clean that shit up,
For real.
you know,
Yeah.
they leave it a mess, and they're like, oh yeah,
But
I'm
you get
disgusting.
like charged extra, right?
I don't know what that situation is like,
Yeah.
because like they know who you are. They can call you up. They'll be like, what happened here?
You put your credit card down, and they're like,
I don't know if you destroy a hotel bedroom, if you have to pay for it.
I think it depends on your gold status. Like if you're like a
Frequent
sleeper.
member.
I think you get one free break a year.
Huh. I mean, maybe then a little catharsis, but I never understood it. Like, destruction of property is not really like a thing for me. Especially if it's my own property or somebody else's. Somebody else's, I would feel horrible. I once broke a friend's chair and I was traumatized. He was okay with it, but I was like, I destroyed your chair.
yeah, no, people get like really offended. Like, you know, like sometimes they get mad if you break their stuff unintentionally. So,
I was
yeah,
just
I
a
wouldn't
fat
do it
bitch, you know.
intentionally.
I was just sitting down and she just gave up on me. It was one of these like shitty folding chairs. I was like, oh no, I'm so traumatized by chairs. My high school chair, poor girl, she was bent. Because I do like the rocking thing on the school chairs, and slowly the back legs just became like forward facing and she wouldn't stand up again.
So you were sitting on the same chair every day. You had like,
For 2 years, yeah.
That's very interesting. That's not how my
Very
high school
romantic
worked.
relationship.
Yeah, that see again with the desks and chairs. I loved my school desk and school chair. I was really like.
Would you consider getting like a bed desk?
Pardon?
You
Describe
know,
how that would look.
like unite the two things. Like the way I'm picturing it is like when people have like those things on their bathtub to like have it would be kind of that
Letter opening experience.
letter opening.
I don't know. Whenever I see the things in the bathtub, I'm like, oh, are you opening letters? It's
So,
like 1800s.
That's so good. That's
I'm gonna
so
talk to my
good,
lover,
yeah.
because you know,
with
privacy.
macarons as well. Like you have like you're like.
And just write smut.
Yeah, and then you have like a little bit of wine in one of those like little tiny cups that are kind of crystal. That's what I'm picturing.
I wouldn't do wine. I'd do whiskey. Go
Okay.
hard on the liquor.
Yeah, why
Like
not?
steam in the bathroom and get drunk. That'd
And
be
then you
fantastic.
probably fall asleep and die,
Yeah, I love bathtubs.
drowning.
Love drowning. Love the activity of. But I love like when my fingers are like shrivelly and disgusting. I love that.
Now that I'm thinking about it, like my mom hates beds. Like she, like is really bad at sleeping and hates being in bed during the day. But she
Interesting.
will take a bath during the day in the middle of
That's
the
her
day.
siesta.
That's her
That's
siesta.
essentially her siesta.
That's her siesta. That's
'Cause-
true.
You melt into that shit. If it's
Yeah.
a good, like if you're good at, there's a skill involved in taking baths, and if you're good at it, then it's like hyper relaxing.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You were
Don't-
describing a hospital bed, by the way.
Ah, that's true. Do you think it's some
Like for sale?
Freudian thing?
Oh, but no, listen, chemotherapy furniture. Listen, you're not ready. They have the best
What?
chairs. The chemo chair. Have you ever seen chemo chairs?
Oh my god.
Because of course, it's the softest,
You have
best
to be
chair ever.
comfy.
You have to be comfortable.
Very like 20th century lawyer vibes.
To have a chemo chair in your
I
office.
feel like it's very like big and like plush, right?
Yeah, it's like, you know, like the Michelin Man? It's like sleeping on the Michelin Man. It's like super round, soft, bulbous, but also, of course, mechanized. Very softly. Like no jarring movements. All very like motorized, soft things. So you can like do your chemo in a nice environment. And I want a bed like that. I want like a motorized, soft, like therapy bed. That would be the dream bed.
But then, like, we go back kind of like to the point because you said that like the less time you spend at home and in bed, the
happier
happier.
I am.
But you also fantasize about having a bed that will require you to never get out of bed. So like, but that is I think the contradiction of our time. You know,
Yeah.
like we wanna be changing the battery. we no we go on. We want to be in this like cuddly, protective.
Yeah, because everything else is spiky and disgusting and hurts us.
And it's
And that's why I want the
soft.
fucking therapy bed, because she takes care of me.
And we are tired. Like we don't get to have siestas anymore. Do you drink coffee in bed?
No. Caffeine, yes, sir. Coffee, no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Why?
This is a hard line. Well, one, I don't really drink coffee often. I usually drink coffee in social settings.
Okay.
It's like my alcohol.
I'm a social coffee.
Social coffee. But coffee is like, it's a signifier for I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna go somewhere. There's some, like, I don't believe in just recreationally drinking coffee. I think those people are crazy. Sorry, coffee drinkers. I don't hate the coffee people. It's just every time I hang out with the coffee people, the coffee's fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Like, how can that be a thing?
Well, yeah, I'm definitely a coffee person and I don't care that much about the quality of coffee.
Yeah, I just love the mocha.
Yeah.
I think it's so
too.
delicious. It's nutty. But that's like the smell of the morning. And to me, the smell of the morning has nothing to do with the bed. Because the bed is like sleeping, dying, in both like physically and like emotionally, like having a horrible time. Like not having, it's like a place of rest and recharge, but not really I'm gonna do things.
Okay.
I don't like being productive in bed. I think it's a little bit of a problem.
No, I think it's good. Because like I like when I'm productive in bed is because like I will like force myself to like I'm exhausted, but I'm like I need
I'm
to
to
do
write
this
this one email.
and I'm like they're like I don't know, like I think like for me drinking coffee in bed is a big thing. Like when I drink coffee in bed in the morning, I feel like Marie Antoinette. When I do it after lunch, I feel like a donkey because it's like me literally not having any energy and being like in bed
It's time
trying
for
like
coffee.
it's basically like flebo IV like in my like yeah. But like the disgusting aspect of this, which is way more disgusting than my vasa eating, whatever it is the my mattress has so many coffee stains.
Oh, you're not ready for my mattress. She has blood stains. I have like chronic nosebleeds. And there are times I just wake up. I love the performance of it. Because I will wake up covered in blood, like up to my nipples. And then I will wake up like this, like fully smiling. And I will know that the fucking bed is fucked. So like here there's a huge blood stain. There's a huge blood stain here. On your pillow there's like a gigantic blood stain inside. So there's a tiny one back there because it used to be up here. It's like the blood stains are inevitable, which is also why I don't sleep there. Because otherwise that would be covered in blood. And I'm going to pay for that when I move out. Because it's the apartments.
Yeah,
like this is the only piece of furniture. This and this table is the only piece of furniture that's mine in here. That's somebody else's, that's somebody else's, that's somebody else's. And that's how I see it. That's why I don't sleep in there.
Get it covered in blood.
Yeah, because I know it will just happen. Like all my mattresses end up covered in blood. It's just, yeah. It's a thing I live with. But I'm okay with it. You know, it happens. And I'm not going to get someone to fucking stick a hot needle in my nose and fix it.
That would be what happened.
It's not often a permanent fix, but if you want to fix it for a hot minute, they take a cauterizing iron. In the vintage era, it was like an actual piece of metal. Now I think it's like a little electrified pen. It's like a bzz, and they go up in there and they burn it, and you can smell your own flesh burning. That's the only thing that would fascinate me, like the smell of my own flesh burning. But then the rest, I don't think is very pleasant.
You know, I have like a little bit of envy for people who get nosebleeds because I've never gotten one.
Really?
Except for once when I was in the water, you know, as a child when you do like water and I got like
water gymnastics.
No.
Oh.
It was like the idea was that, but actually it wasn't, and I got like kicked in the nose, and then there was a nosebleed. But you know that was not a real nosebleed, and it's kind of like that envy that you get for people with braces. There's something there.
You have envy for people with braces?
Not now, but when I was a child, of course.
Why?
I thought they were the coolest thing ever. What?
You've never had the experience of a spaghetti being caught in your braces and you fucking choking.
No. I understand that it's disgusting, but when you're little, you're like, oh my god, that's so cool. Like getting nosebleeds. Now I would still like to get a nosebleed.
You would like... No, I would never hurt you. Sorry. I would never... You would like to get a nosebleed? Really?
I don't know.
They happen at such an inopportune times.
I can imagine.
Like, for me, it's when the temperature changes. So, like, every time, like, when I go from a cold outside to a warm inside, it's like the floodgates open.
Oh my god.
In school, it happened a bunch. And it's just a lot. She just flows. I always think I'm gonna faint, but I never do.
Okay.
I wish I did. That would be so theatrical. Like, imagine, in the school bathroom, on the floor, blood everywhere.
That would be amazing, actually. That would be something.
Yeah.
We have to bring back fainting.
Oh, yes. Like, performative 1800s, like, clutch the pearls.
Yes.
And, like, faint on the floor. Amazing. I love that. Like, bring back corseting.
Yeah.
And bring back fainting. Absolutely.
Yeah, and bring back lobotomy nightgowns.
Yes. These are so cute. I mean, honestly, put a belt on her and you're ready.
I'm
You're ready to go out. I would go out with that. What about, do we carry the pajama? Do we interact with the pajama? And do we carry that thing outside of the bed or outside of the apartment?
I don't have a like
uniform?
I used to have a pajama and I would bring it outside the apartment. Now I would say I'm more of any t-shirt is
a
both
pajama.
like so like for example something that I will do is I will have a t-shirt, and if I have to go for a run or go to Kaufland or whatever, activity that doesn't really require showering, I will just put like something else and go. Yeah. What about you?
I usually sleep just in my underwear. I don't like to sleep naked. Like, sleeping naked is a rare treat because I sweat a lot and I feel like that's a bit too much. But I do have, when I travel, I sleep with pajamas. I don't know why, but when I'm not in my bed, I bring pajamas just because I think I need to be more decent when I'm not in here.
It's like
here it can be disgusting, but listen, in the real world, when I interact with third parties, there needs to be a little bit of performance of decency happening there. And there I have like shorts and the specific t-shirt that was given to me by my Catholic high school, and it's like Catholic themed. That's the one I wear.
Does it? I love that.
It has. So I went to a Salesian school in high school.
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
But they are the better monks, right?
The religiosity is like limited.
Okay,
so like all the staff, like my teachers love them, slayed, like iconic diva behavior. The priests, I mean, I have a problem with priests in general. I think they're all generally losers. And they're losers, of course.
But nuns we love.
No, nuns will. I think a nun is a bad bitch.
Yeah.
Like, a nun is inherently like queer.
Yeah.
But priests are inherently like homophobic.
Yeah.
Like, even though they might not be, but like the activity of being a priest is a bit, it's a bit suspect. It's a bit, it's just cringy.
Yeah.
Like, just live your normal life. Don't be like a little mantenuto, I would call it.
Nah, that's true.
Listen. We're not gonna go into it. I fucking listen.
Yeah, like nuns are like collective queer feminists.
Yeah. It's like sapphic.
Like
It's like sapphic joy, the joy of like farming, baking cookies, eating pussy, like all of it. all of it. Like, I'm sure they have the best time.
Yeah, for sure.
I know there's a lot of shit talking. I know they
For
talk
sure.
a lot of shit.
Can you imagine?
They know. They're out here like snooping around.
For sure. They must have like the best like gossip and like
the gossip session
like,
is probably iconic.
Yeah. And imagine like, for example, like, I don't know, if you have like a nice priest who like knows all the shit of like everyone because of confessions.
Yeah.
And then he comes by the convent and it's like they
spills
have
the tea.
That would be like,
I don't know if they spill the tea.
They probably do.
I mean, they say they can't. Like, I love that legally.
Yeah.
You can be like, I murdered 57 children in confession, and they can't do shit.
No.
And they will not do shit. Probably because I feel like they kind of enjoy the thrill.
Yeah, they're like,
I would enjoy the thrill.
I cannot say it. I'm above the law. Yeah, it's the power.
Me? Guilty? Never.
No.
Yeah, I think that's fully their performance. But yeah, I have this T-shirt and it has a picture of Don Bosco
Nice.
on it, and then underneath it says hashtag No, it says con o senza di te, with or without you. Hashtag, it's not the same thing. Hashtag, non è la stessa cosa.
Without God? Or
No, Don
without...
Bosco. It's like the Italian polytheism. We don't give a fuck about Jesus.
Yeah, of
but we
course.
love the saints.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah,
like
of course,
Jesus
of
don't care.
course.
Like God don't care. The little saint that helps you with whatever, love him. It's fully polytheistic. And Don
true.
Bosco's the same thing. They like the Mary. They fuck with Mary.
So much. Me too. Like,
You fuck with Mary? You got
Like,
the rosary?
No. I have this thing where I'm not actually Catholic. Like, I'm not baptized.
You're not baptized? I'm
No.
only baptized.
You're only... but
Even I'm baptized.
What?
Even I'm baptized.
I'm not. But
How did that happen?
like my family was like, shall we, like, I don't know, they are all baptized, but then they were like, maybe this time no.
Okay.
But the thing is, like, if you're not baptized in Italy, you have this kind of like relationship with Catholicism where you have to like learn
The motions.
like everything, because like it's so in the culture, but it's also like you're kind of like cut outside of it.
Yeah.
So I'm always like from the outside looking at it, but also I cannot like take myself away from it, because like in school, like people would be like, teachers would be like, you're not baptized, blah, 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 blah. Or they would be like, once I said something not really nice about Pope Benedict.
Love.
And my teacher got so mad at me. It wasn't even that, it wasn't,
What
she
did you
said,
call him?
she said, why do you think he resigned? And I was like,
Slay.
I don't know.
Slay.
Maybe he knows about the pedophile priests. And,
They all know.
And
They
she
all
was
do
like,
know.
oh, please don't go with the conspiracy theories. It's like,
Bitch, excuse you.
Yeah.
Listen, you stupid hoe. Like, I'm sorry, but let's not pretend for a second
Yeah.
that these people are not like, oh yeah, tax evasion. Oh yeah, bring the priests around to
They
like
know,
evade
they
like
know.
legal responsibilities. We've been you. Pope Francis, I fucking see you. I hope that camera's still on.
He's like in his bed, like eating pasta. Watching
Do you think
this.
Pope Francis, what's the bed situation there?
So, for sure. I think like, because that guy, you know, he has like some human vibes, you know. He's not that
not a
holy.
full-blown robot.
No. So I think like he probably really enjoys like spending some time in bed, maybe like watching the Netflix movie about himself. Like I feel like
There's
he's a
Netflix movie about Pope
narcissist.
Francis?
About him and Pope Benedict. And it's
Oh, and the
actually
drama?
really good. Yeah. And like it's
Nice.
them having lunch, and Pope Francis is like, oh my god,
Like a
this
documentary?
German... No.
Oh,
It's
fuck.
like the actors are so good, and like it's funny, it's like really interesting actually. Like it's called The Two Popes
The two popes.
or something.
I always
like
heard
it.
that the young pope is good, like slutty pope situation.
I actually always heard it's really bad, but
Oh.
I don't know. It might be good. I don't know.
Sad.
Yeah.
He probably has a lit bed. Like his performance is probably, I'm just like you, but the bed is probably like, you know, one of
It's
these like
incredible, yeah.
UK handmade fucking €50,000 beds.
For sure.
Probably
for
that.
Sure.
Probably that.
For sure.
I always wanted to lay in one of those, just to know what the vibe is.
I would like to have one of those like kind of orgy beds, but just for
The
myself.
round ones.
The huge ones, like for 50 people, but
Like
just me.
a quadruple,
Yeah.
like this, but yeah, but 4 to 6 times.
Exactly.
I always love, like, the only thing I don't like about this bed is a bit too small for me.
It is like it's literally.
It's for me.
You're
It's
tall. It's
so skinny and long.
it's like what the fuck.
But I like because I don't usually lay flat. Like that's very corpse. I like to huddle. I'm fetal position
Fetal
sleeper,
position.
and for that it's perfect. But I love nothing more than being alone in a huge bed. I feel so lonely in the best way. It's like loneliness, like performative loneliness, but like joy. The joy of being like, my husband died 6 years ago, and I only wear flowy dresses, and I have a
Marie
huge
Antoinette.
inheritance. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a royalty to it, and I love when the sheets, like hotel mode, when they're super tucked in, it's like tight. You know, like the autism blankets, like the pressure ones.
No, actually, like I think I have that because I sleep like a corpse. Like I sleep kind of like
Excuse you?
I sleep with like I usually like sleep like I don't wear like a sweater to sleep, but I need to have like the blanket up to here. Like
How do you breathe?
Yeah, I was. Are you not scared of?
it's like there's a little bit of space
Do you like the
there.
danger of maybe like suffocating in your
No,
sleep?
no.
Aw.
It's really like I need to have like I need to have all this part like covered. I don't know why. Maybe it's
What about
autism.
sweating?
Sweating.
Do you like sweating when you sleep? Because I hate that shit.
I hate it, but
If I could sleep on like a block of ice, I would.
I would.
Like, can you imagine waterbed, but it's like ice?
That would be actually
Like
awesome.
waterbed with ice
But
cubes.
you can regulate the temperature, not too cold. No,
I don't know. I've never had a waterbed. Waterbeds are weird.
I don't think I've ever.
I would
been
be
on
scared of like poking it and like it exploding everywhere.
For sure, yeah.
That would be.
that would be.
But it's probably
inconvenient.
super fun to like jump on because like what?
I think that would maybe cause some problems.
Oh,
Like I think that
it's not a jumping activity.
I think it's like a floating activity. I don't know.
Okay. Because it kind of like it merges the bed with the bathtub, a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. I think like bathtub bed. I think like for me the perfect like mix would be like a full bed that floats in a pool. Like not a materassino, not a
No, like a
floating,
full,
like
like
you
a
know, this
structural
one,
bed.
but double bed because you don't want to fall in the water, and that would be ideal. Like that would be a dream.
What about the double beds? Do we fuck with the double beds? Like cabin in the woods vibes?
No,
No,
TBH, no,
no.
no.
Do we fuck with camping?
Yeah,
Okay, I
can
don't.
do that. You don't.
My idea of camping includes a memory foam mattress. It's like it has to. I like camping, but chic. Like camping with a proper bed. I cannot do this tent shit. The tent shit, come
like
on.
it. I don't know. I have this thing where when I'm traveling, like if I'm on a bus, I sleep like a baby. If I'm in my own bed, I'm like,
Oh, I love being in front of the bus.
oh my god.
Like the back of the bus is so overrated. I want the full view. I want the ultra wide.
Were
know?
you like one of those kids who puked and had to stay in the front of the bus?
But
Me
I
neither,
do get
but
really
I
car
am
sick
with them.
sometimes.
Because like they got to sit there because they were like, oh, nauseous.
No, my gig is I just tell them, oh, I have to sit in the front. I have to, but I don't have to.
No.
I just want to. So I always sat in the front because they don't want to play that game.
No,
You know?
no. They don't want to risk it.
They don't want
Not
to.
fun.
It's so funny, like, because children, like, especially small children, would be like, I need to pee. Like, knowing fully well that there's no gas station for the next 50 kilometers. And they play with that power.
Yeah,
I'm going to
they do.
piss everywhere in your car. Like, that's what they do. And I'm the same with puking in the
Do you like
autobus. No.
Me neither.
Listen, I love children's clothing. I think there's nothing cuter than like a trench coat on a 5-year-old. Like a Burberry trench coat on a 5-year-old and a 5-year-old running. But any activity, like they're loud.
Yeah.
They're like bees. Loud, not bees, wasps. Loud, unpredictable. Like I cannot calculate. I don't know where they're gonna move next. I don't know what they're gonna do. Then they hurt themselves and cry. No. If you're gonna hurt yourselves, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Shut the fuck up. Like move on. I was always a very both me and my sister, a very composed. I mean, of course, when you're 1 or 2 years old, whatever, you can cry all the
cannot
time. Like,
control
mama,
yourself,
you don't have, you can shit yourself 24/7.
But at 3 years old, it's over.
It's over. It's fucking over.
You have to
It's,
get your shit together.
Where's the invoice?
Girl
Why are we not
boss
girl
that
bossing?
shit.
Goo goo gaga girl boss.
No, I agree with the wasp comparison because my feeling is that I have nothing against children, like, but I want them to leave when they appear.
Yes.
I just want
They
them
can
to
show
go
up.
away.
Yeah, I love the boarding school aesthetic. Just ship them off to a different country.
Yeah, but I agree. Like, I love children's fashion. Like, I feel like my aesthetic is like stops at 5-year-olds and starts again at like 75-year-olds. That's like so.
Okay.
You know, my.
But like, what kind of 75? Like babushka or like old Italian woman?
Old Italian woman, but like
Interesting.
also old Italian woman from like Milan. You know.
But like through a Prada.
Yeah.
I love the fur.
Oh my god.
Fuck those animals.
Oh my god.
Skin
And those
them,
like
mama.
when you have like a fur, but like with a like a scarf that is kind of like maybe Hermes.
I have a little fur scarf
my god.
in that.
No,
thing.
no, no,
It's
no.
my
no.
guilty pleasure.
I mean like the fur with like the silk scarf.
Oh,
around
like
their
a
neck.
fat Hermes moment.
Oh my
Ah,
god. That
it's
is
so
good.
regal. I love seeing them all time of year. They look like just a fucking blob of money.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
money
And,
walking
like
around.
wealth. And it's
They
like
smell
also
good,
in Emilia Romagna, it's the same. Like they have so like you're there and you're like the money here. It's like
Yeah,
you don't see that.
That's what I love about the shure in
Yeah.
my area. They're cunty, they're assholes, but the wealth, the opulence, it's incredible. I love it. It's fully performative.
Yeah.
It's complete. It has to do nothing with reality. It's a full blown performance, but I absolutely adore it. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It is incredible. It's the best.
Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, children. Also, some might say this is kind of a child's bed.
It is.
I do have this thing like when I was very small, I had a larger bed.
Uh-huh.
I had this kind of like what would have been it's like an 1800s like wooden bed, like it has this part elevated and rounded and that part elevated and rounded.
Cute.
Super cute. But then as I grew, there came a moment where when I would lay horizontally in her, my feet would start pushing against the backboard, and so I started splitting the wood. And so I upgraded to an open style bed like her. And I kind of, it's like, this is a thing in my life normally. I kind of never realized that I'm a real adult, and I'm always like, I'm just a very tall child.
Same, but
Like-
I'm not very tall. Like, yeah.
Lit. Love that.
Do you think we hate children because we actually want to be them?
Oh my God.
We're just jealous bitches.
Oh,
And
I
we're
mean,
like,
the joy.
I am the child here.
I am
so
the
like,
child.
I want to hurt myself and cry.
How dare you get the attention? I want to be the goo goo gaga. I want to shit myself 24/7, cry. Oh my God. Absolutely. Because like the real world is so like not fun. Like it is fun. Like having disposable income is fantastic. But having decision making, lit. But the responsibility that comes along with it, not lit.
Not
I want to
lit.
be like a child with decision making.
Yeah.
Like I want to be a child. Like my parents were very hands off. Let's say like do kind of whatever you want, and I love that. I would if I had like a helicopter parent situation, I would become a serial killer for sure. If I had a helicopter parent, I would be skinning cats. I would be the new Jeffrey Dahmer. Like it's fucking over for you. Like
You know, we were talking also about hotels and stuff. Like, do you know Eloise? The Eloise at the Plaza? It's a reading that.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
it's
I never read it, but I know of the I know the little child because I saw
Yeah.
that architectural digest tour of the plaza.
No, but you would love it. It's about this child who basically, I don't know, their parents abandoned her at the plaza or something like that.
Of course.
And she's just chilling there and doing shit, and that's like life goals.
It's like Richie Rich,
Yeah.
but vintage.
Yeah, but better.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's a girl.
Instantly better. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can sing one in Italian. Do you know one?
Oh God, I know. Nina, na, na, Nina. Something.
This one is kind of racist.
Oh.
I'll tell you.
Pimpa.
What?
La Pimpa.
Do you know? La conosci la Pimpa?
I know the Pimpa
Yeah.
and Armando, but I don't know the song. Oh, you don't know
Salute
either.
Armando, esce correndo, sveglia le viole, gioca a pallone con il leone, all'ippopotamo dice buongiorno, saluta tutti quelli che ha intorno, tanti
Are you
amici,
supposed to be making
303.
sleep?
Yeah. Is this supposed? Yeah, I feel like this is like a waking up song.
Yeah, that's true. It is. Sing a song that puts me to sleep, but it's not racist.
Improvise.
Who can say where the road goes, where the wind blows? Only time. And then I don't know how it goes. I'm really bad at remembering songs.
That was perfect, I
Sorry.
think.
I can do some Misketa.
Yes! Yes!
Amanda Knox, Amanda Lear, Paula Fox, Disappear. Something rosa, strike a posa. Porta porta, mischetta morta. Tu, tu, tu.